Greetings and salutations. This is Froggy with Froggy and friends, and those are friends, and you can see and stuff.
We're friends. Hello.
Well, acquaintances. All right. If we can, I just added the names, our names, but we can go around and just kind of say who he is and whatnot. Uh, oh, you are blurry for some reason.
It's no problem.
Well, it kind of is.
Wait, let me scoot in a little bit.
That's camera. Apologies, everyone. We can go around the table and start with that while I try to do
Absolutely.
this.
My name's Nathan. My character's name is Tulok. He is a Native American from up north, experiencing the desert for the first time.
I'm Courtney. My character's name is Jade, and she is an outlaw, a highwayman on a mission.
And
name is Jeff, and I'm
Andy.
playing Frederick, who is the son of some river warlords from the Louisiana territories. River merchants, probably better to say.
yeah, not warlords. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Why? And you
Can I
can
just wait until I'm not blurry?
No, you can.
Okay.
You can sit.
I'm Caleb. I'm the blurry one right now. My character is Cedric. He's from a wealthy family in Germany, and that's about it. Scientist. Crazy all.
He's blurry because we're trying to keep his identity anonymous.
Yeah, exactly. Need the black bar of one of my names. It has my name, but I have the black bar.
Yeah, and
Caleb Brim. We're keeping him anonymous.
Not to have your last name.
Come visit me.
Give him your exact address.
I live.
Anonymously, I live at. What's the address from New York?
Southwest.
Sherman. Wait, was it?
East Sherman, 42
Yeah.
Wallaby, Sydney.
Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Wallaby Way, Sydney. There we go.
Configure video.
In the comments, let us know your favorite Pixar movie. We're curious.
Gosh.
Well, while he's fixing that, we'll pick our favorites. Caleb, what's your favorite Pixar movie?
I have difficulty figuring out between Pixar and Disney, so I can't.
That's a good point. Disney owns Pixar, so I think
Oh,
all of
okay.
them. So just
Toy Story 1.
Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2. All right. Jeff, what's your favorite Disney Pixar movie? All right, good stuff.
Good pick.
Did you ask me that?
Yes.
I think it just. You've got to be cool.
Wally, the soundtrack is really good.
Wally, that's a good
There you go.
All right, Courtney.
Oh, Wally.
I was going to say your Big Hero 6.
Ooh, Big Hero 6 is a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say Up because it did a better love story in less than 5 minutes than a trilogy of Twilight.
Ooh,
Amen.
shots fired.
Very, very hard facts.
But then also at the same time, I enjoyed that because anytime that they modify vampires to be like diamond skin, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
No.
Courtney's gonna make me watch that this Christmas.
No. Save
Never-
yourself.
I
My sister was obsessed with it. So.
personally, I really enjoy vampire films, werewolf films, and when they cross, except
I was-
Underworld.
I agree.
For some reason, it
You
just
don't
didn't,
like those.
it didn't settle right. I'm like, what? Like part of it was cool, like the whole concept of the lichens, but I'm like,
Yeah,
It felt like they were trying a little too hard.
I guess.
they were trying. Yeah. Okay.
But what Froggy was trying to say is that he can not confirm or deny if we will have walking disco balls in the desert here.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
it better be.
Write that down.
I really like going on like flipping through Instagram and like people are like, oh, with the conversations that they've had with like DMs with players. Oh, wouldn't that be terrifying if that was a mimic? Excuse me while I stat this. I'm like,
Nice.
All right. So we went through who everybody is, their characters. Where we left off last time is Thaddeus, their employer, just got blasted in the left arm by a coach gun.
Dead.
No. The marshal showed up, and Thaddeus and Winslow were heading back to the Majestic. The marshal kind of saw that the individual was dead. He looked kind of sleepy. He's like, we could. It happened again. And Thaddeus was like, I've got bullet holes in my arm. I want to go rest. Could someone get the doc? And so someone does run off. You guys can go with him to the Majestic, or you can stay around the bar and look at the carcass.
I'm there.
Oh, you're at the Majestic already. Yeah, you're probably already sleeping.
No, I'm just
Messing around with
my work there.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm going back to the Majestic.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I will pick
Body.
bloody.
You check the pockets. Did you roll for that?
I don't know if we.
No. Okay, so remember you've got 2 dice that you roll every time. And so that's going to be thievery. I'll just say that because you're probably doing it kind of. Should be I think it's agility, isn't it?
So,
Do you want any extra dice or just? Okay. Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. Now, are you trained in it? Thievery, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See, notice that that focus, that number 2. You rolled a 2. That's actually counts as 2 successes. So you have 3 successes.
Mine's a gold.
Okay. Wait.
Taking so loud.
Okay. What you noticed with that, you only needed really 1. So I'm going to give you some more information with the 2 other successes because you can use it would have been momentum, but in all reality, well, actually, do you want momentum or more information on both points?
I'll take 1 momentum.
Okay. Okay. We are going to be moving to another scene, so that means we were going to lose a momentum.
Then I'll just take more information.
All right then. Okay, so number 1, yeah. Okay, his pockets are bare. What you do see is like you're going through. Okay, and as you're feeling, you can definitely tell that he's used to having a holster on. But if you recall, his holster and his pistol got taken away by Winslow earlier. Then you're also, and he feels kind of like he hasn't eaten in a bit. So he's broke, and there's probably a reason why, but yeah, it doesn't matter. You blasted it. He's gone.
You go.
In the skull.
Yeah, he's not. Did you want his jacket or anything?
Yeah, I'll take his jacket.
Okay, his clothes they're well made clothes. And the marshal's like, 1 second. What are you doing?
His jacket.
Well,
He's not gonna use it.
you're the one that dispatched this one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, number 1, nobody really liked him. How about you? And he already picked up the revolver that he had.
Like,
Yeah. He picked up the revolver and the coach gun. And the coach gun these aren't even his. Great. We can chat in the morning about his belongings because I have to see if he has next of kin. But you can drop the body because that's going to be a really awkward like.
You gotta take the butt off the jacket.
Yeah. We can talk in the morning. I'll stop by the Majestic. Hopefully Doc is taking care of Thaddeus. Ugh,
It's not jacket.
it was. Looks like it needs some major cleaning in the front there. Like I said, we'll chat in the morning. Oh gosh. You can just go. You're staying at Thaddeus's. Shoot, no. Just head on.
Yeah.
Get out! Yeah. But with could you roll me a observation? I believe it's observation.
I get 2 dice?
Yep.
Okay.
You just as a reminder, you guys get 2 dice every single time as a base, and you could always add to it like doom or using momentum.
I have no success.
Oh,
You're not
she
very
walks out.
I'm like, okay, bye.
So what is your observation?
7.
7? Okay. So you're not a very observant person, which is awesome. Okay. So you're like, okay, the marshal talked to me and I get to go away. Cool. So you head to the Majestic. You went with Thaddeus, and you went with Thaddeus, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all go in. Thaddeus he's being pretty cordial for someone that has
hole in his arm.
holes in his arm. He's got it wrapped up with more than one kerchief, and Winslow is dazed, and so Thaddeus is definitely taking that opportunity to slam him as much as possible. But the doctor does come in, and as he passes by, you don't need to roll. You smell. He's pickled. He is. But he's walking just fine. But he's pickled. He goes up, and then you start hearing a whole bunch of rustling and Western cussing, as it were, and you hear something thrown across the room, and Winslow runs out.
Poor Winslow.
So you guys can go into your rooms, or if you want to, it's because it's around like 2:30 in the morning.
I'm definitely going to bed.
Okay. Yeah, you're in your room. So you're hearing this because it's in Thaddeus's office that they went to. So you're right next to it. Wet mumbles. Guess you guys go to bed. Are you heading to bed there, Frederick?
Oh yeah, if he doesn't come out by if the doctor doesn't come out the room by 3 a.m., then I'm going to bed.
Okay. All right. Guessing y'all are probably gonna sleep in a bit. When you do wake up in the morning, if you recall, each of your rooms had totally different furniture and totally different. Frederick, I'm guessing you would have chosen a room that had either because he did have some interesting decorations. What kind of decorations would you have looked for in a room?
The least amount of sunlight,
Okay.
maybe some war memorabilia,
Okay.
or some creepy things just on the walls.
Okay. Well, the room that you would have been in actually had like a dream catcher.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. But instead of it being wood, it was actually like a rib cage, and it's like just 2 ribs with the vertebrae that's been dried and held together, and it's an actual spider web that's hanging above.
Oh,
the
Ooh.
That's nasty. I'm gonna sleep real good.
Yep. So that's yeah, and I can't think we already went through you guys. You didn't really care, so like no, that's just something that he would have definitely made sure he had. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Y'all wake up in the morning. Does your character sleep much?
Not very often. If he does, if it's like, say he has to wake up at 10, he goes to bed like 6 or 7.
In the morning?
Yep.
Okay.
He's usually, yeah, I'm just,
So you usually have bags under your eyes and
Yep.
stuff like that. Okay.
but he still keeps his positive attitude. Probably because he can't cope.
Probably. All right. Well, when y'all do wake up, you definitely smell breakfast, bacon, and stuff like that. You definitely hear Thaddeus yelling at Winslow downstairs.
Nice.
So,
My character probably woke up with
Very
something,
good.
but didn't do much.
all right,
Breakfast.
all right. That same lady is serving. Um, her demeanor is totally different than that kind of what happened that during your lunch the prior day. Um, and Thaddeus is like, "Oh, come on down, like, enjoy some breakfast." And he does not look pale for having blood loss.
Nice.
His arms wrapped up really good, and he keeps trying to move it. And you do see that it is kind of leaking through a little bit. And Winslow is behind him, and he looks pale.
Poor Winslow.
And he's just mowing down.
Of course.
Yep. And so who all is everyone down at breakfast now?
Just
Oh yeah.
go ahead.
For sure.
As I leave the door, like to my room, I see Thaddeus with all that. I'm like, my goodness! And I rush down and I'm like, I touch it and just yeah, just wait, and then I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, well, if he doesn't tell me anything,
Okay, you've been here for a little bit. You've kind of noticed that he gets bumps and bruises. Like
I find it fascinating.
yeah. And he's been while you've been here, you remember that someone lunged at him with a knife about 2 weeks ago, but he didn't get injured from it, but the guy did. So you remember a tussle, hearing about that. Kind of what you heard is the guy missed, and Thaddeus had turned and just downward spiked with his elbow behind the guy's head, and then just kind of kept going with this guy laying there. So that's kind of what you know of Thaddeus. But going just for game mechanics wise, if you guys get a wound like he did, you can bind it, and so it's still there on your character sheet. See that those wounds? That means your everything's going to work normal until you take another injury, like in more resolve, because then it'll open up, because everything becomes more difficult.
I see.
It's just for game mechanics wise.
Yeah.
He seemed, like I said, he seems pretty chipper. Winslow, did you get that horse for a friend here? And then did you remember that guy's name? Winslow's like, "Oh, yeah, I got the horse, and the gentleman's name is Boone. Boone.
Boom.
Boone.
Boom or
You s-
boon?
Boone.
Boo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Boone. So, yeah, he's already in the stables waiting. So you didn't want to have breakfast with us? I didn't offer it. You didn't? Winslow.
Just like
You
Me too.
waste of human excrement. Go get
Burn.
him. Go get him now. So Winslow kind of shuffles off, and it takes a while, and but Thaddeus is just kind of in the moment of eating, and pretty much just small talk. If you guys want to ask him any questions about anything.
I took a flask and poured a little bit of alcohol in my coffee. Just
He's got a big Stein again. Oh, pretty good, everything considered. Being that I got shot, yeah, but I feel all right. I'm glad I won the game at least. Oh, I think the marshal should be here pretty soon, but go over everything that happened. Thank you, by the way. Yeah. Did you get my note? Oh, Winslow. You can't fire people that you don't that you didn't hire them, pretty much. You'll it'll be up in your room before you leave. All right. And then he's totally like flushed cheeks and he's just like through the front. Winslow does come in, and then another guy. He's definitely not the tallest man you've ever seen. So roughly like 5'2", really, really scruffy beard, redonkulous big hat, like kind of, but like you're like I've seen sombreros, and what is like it's just
A little too.
yeah, and he's got a broken cigar, and he's definitely got a drunken swagger going. And he's got really big chaps just kind of flopping.
He's got like the spurs.
Yeah, it's just everything. Like everything looks like he bought for a much taller and bigger person to try to, but it just looks redonkulous. Oh, his shirt is really big, and he's got those like cowboy gauntlets that you stuff into, and but it's just really billowy. He's-
Sailboat.
and he's got his yeah. So you and he but he's very the sun has definitely done its number on him. He kind of looks like a pruned out on his face. Very dark eyes, like almost black. And he takes the chair, sways a bit, and then sits down, and then just starts eating. There you go, sir. Winslow, do you remember I told you to do something this morning? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost as sorry as I am that you exist. Now go and take care of that. And so he runs off up to the room, and you hear the door slamming. Yeah. So Boone, how was your night? I woke up and I'm here.
Whatever I'm drinking, I spit it out when I hear that voice.
I just watched, amazed. What is the white man?
He's like, so are we gonna head out soon?
Are you ready to head out, Mr. Boone?
Looking at you, totally not looking at you. I've been, but
I feel confident in this
Should we
venture.
maybe drink a cup of coffee before we go?
I've been drinking coffee.
He pisses on his shoulder.
He's a mess. Do you have any biscuits? He's got a biscuit on his plate. Oh, thank you.
Thaddeus, can we trust this man's direction?
Yeah, he's useless if he's sober.
May the
Here's-
forgiveness
here's that.
protect us.
Well, are we well stocked on alcohol before we leave?
I made sure of it.
Matter of fact, we did. But does everyone like schnapps though?
Probably not.
I think so. You. Matter of fact, then Winslow. Hey, Winslow, can you get a list of what everyone would like? We should have done that yesterday, but we were preoccupied. You're all set with your gear because you already had time. So Winslow comes down and asks like what specific things you guys might want.
As you're talking, I go upstairs and grab it. So I just walk back down.
Oh, you
Not
need
even
help.
barely, like
You really
Oh.
can't do that. That
Okay.
sucker's heavy.
I'm pulling it.
Just stand at the floor.
Yeah. No, okay, Winslow, please help him.
Yeah, Winslow.
And so, you do hear banging on the outside because the carpenters are back, and Winslow runs down, and a group of like 5 guys come and grab this. It's too big. The things that you would have seen prior would have been like, I guess, dynamite cases, like just crates. And there's 2 big satchels of it, but they're connected with these weird wires or chains or something. And so they're carrying it all precarious. And then there's another big container, big wooden crate that they're having a really hard time carrying, and they're cussing on the way down. They're just going down. And you're just have a big grin on your face because you don't have to move it anymore. Yep, and they go directly to the stable, and they load that up
Do you
for
have
you.
a carriage for that? So you put them like the gray horses or?
Bigger.
And this whole time, Boone's just been staring at his biscuit.
Little man, what kind of drinks do you partake in?
Boone! Huh?
I say, try this one, and I pour out the flask and
Thank you.
yeah.
Just does the number, or is like trying to get everything out. Oh, thank you.
What did you give him?
Well, how?
Some of my own.
And he just heads out. He just goes.
Boone does?
Yeah, he just starts,
Little man.
and he starts pointed to the far right corner of the room, and he ends up in the left to go in throughout the.
He's got that lean.
He's definitely moseying him. Well, so whenever you like to head out, you can. Boone has the location, well, at least where you're going to start looking. I wish I could give you more information on that. The other things I had really more information on, but Cedric, just make sure that if you do find any specimens or anything, make sure you have really good notes on them, like usual. Does anyone have any questions for me other than
What do you consider specimens?
anything not natural, like
Not natural.
like
Which one do you?
Yeah, you write with your memo.
okay.
I've got like a pen finger.
Oh gosh, you'd be like, I'm totally getting like Young Frankenstein vibes from the. All right, so when you do go back up to your room, you've got a silver little tray with this really an envelope that made out of really nice parchment, and sitting on top of it is that match holder.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
That's sweet.
Yep.
That's what was that?
Yeah. So okay, and then you can read the letter at another time, or if you wanted to before you left.
No, I'll read it now.
Okay. Do you want everyone to know what he said? Okay. Well, number one, he uses really big words and he's really eloquent, far more than I possibly could. But he thanks you in a really long way of doing it, and every single chance he just says like, it's like, what's the word? It's like an awkward way of flattery. It's like not trying, but he's trying, kind of thing. So
He's bad at flirting, is what you're saying.
horrible.
Nice.
He's horrible. And it probably just is really entertaining to you.
I've never seen some of these words.
Yeah. Gregarious.
I like trying to sound them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I take the time to gently fold it back and put it back in its nicely named because I like the paper.
Yep. And it was actually wax sealed with his yeah.
Good for you.
And inside of that you have seven of those matches. And just for mechanics wise, they will light if it's even wet.
Ooh.
Fancy.
So now all I have to do before we can leave is I have to meet up with Marshall to see if we get that code.
Yep. Oh, sorry. So that would have actually happened prior to you heading up there. I apologize. So the marshal does come in when you all are almost done eating, and he has bags under his eyes, and he's like, "All right. For those that were there, I already got most of the story. You wanted his jacket. You were the one that dispatched him. Thaddeus, why is it whenever you have a new group of people in, someone dies? Or something?
Doesn't seem
a robot.
Hello?
Hello, you said something of your body. And if you are not using that, I would like to do some science.
Thaddeus? Yes, Marshal. Did that just happen?
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Cedric. Cedric Q. Sauer. I am a scientist. I do science with the bodies. Science. The finger on this one doesn't move. It's just science.
He reaches down.
Oh, me too.
Cheers.
Thaddeus?
Mortician.
Thaddeus? Keep your people away from the other people in town. Especially him. If I hear anything about our graveyard getting dug up or anything, I'm coming to you.
I get that a lot.
That is
Don't-
that,
Would never do
that is
I respect the dead. Respect.
so you do. All right, Thaddeus,
I like science.
you can shut your yapper.
It's not very nice.
Today was bad, and it keeps getting worse. You got creepy people that are at your place. I noticed that you hired Boone. Good job getting him out of town.
I like that.
I said, shut your yapper.
I lean over to you. I go,
All right. We haven't found any next of kin, but his belongings, he should be buried nicely at least. I don't feel okay about his jacket. But prior to the incident, he did beat old man Jenkins up and took his pistol and his shotgun. So, um,
Can I have one of this?
Look, if you can't find next of kin, and this guy is a thug and a thief,
Are you gonna
why are you treating this man with respect? He's not even in that body.
I'm just doing this at him.
put this on? We're all like,
Poor sheriff can't disagree.
Marshall's like, yeah.
all right, I get his jacket. You can't have his weapons because those weren't his weapons. Speaking of which, who took his original? And Winslow's like, you can give the lady his gear because I know all you're gonna do is probably sell it. Now, won't you, Winslow? Thaddeus kind of smirks a little bit. So Winslow walks over. You get a really not good holster and it's a pretty much the same model of pistol that you have, but the barrel is sawn off like right before, so it's gonna have bad kickback. Now, game mechanics wise, that sucker's gonna be inaccurate. It's gonna have all the negatives, but you have it is pretty much free to draw because it doesn't have a barrel, so it's just a quick. And hidden wise, you can hide it a lot easier, so it's going to be a hidden one. So we can go over that at another time. But damage wise, so it's the same as your other pistols, just so you know what that is. And the sheriff pulls Thaddeus aside, and they have a slightly heated discussion. And Thaddeus comes back, kind of smirking. Well, you really can't argue with me because I kind of own the town, but those that work for me are supposed to be keeping a lower profile. But being that my individuals finished the dispute, I don't really care. So, well, is there anything else?
Thaddeus, why don't you just fire him if he doesn't want to agree with everything you say?
Well, he actually does a pretty good job. And hiring another marshal, because the only other people that really are really under my payroll that would possibly work would be maybe Winslow, and we all know how that would end.
Yeah, it would be a good idea.
No, not at all.
Poor Winslow, yeah.
Alrighty. So, well, it was wonderful meeting everyone, and I'm excited for your return. Yes, so you have a wonderful trip. And you start going on up to his office with food down his face and his and everything. So when you go out to the stables, your horse is already prepped, ready to go. Boone is like sitting on this little wagon. He's like, take you long enough. And he just starts heading out. You have a mule to ride, and then the other one is loaded, just packed. It's just it looks like the saddest thing in the world. And the one that you're riding actually has that big crate on it right behind you. You just and you have a mule named Burro.
Burro. Nice.
You've got your horse, you've got yours, and y'all can head out.
All right. Well, as I start to get on mine, I not so subtly observe everyone else and how they get on their mounts, and then I try to replicate it.
Okay, well, roll me an animal handling then.
All right. was right. Yeah, there it is. 9. 1 success and then a 19.
Do you have any training in it?
That's a good question. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a 9.
Okay, no focus. Okay,
Right.
you get onto the mule.
Nice.
Now they did not get you. Winslow wasn't told to get a saddle.
Aw.
You just have like a blanket and like a rope.
Try not to steer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Yeah, can you give me a little lesson?
steer, so
Nice. Go. I look up at the hot sun and why am I in this?
Yep. Don't we all say that?
True.
So you're heading out. That it is a hot sunny day. This can be an opportunity. You guys can be chatting or just kind of enjoying the scenery because once you leave the town, it is pretty gorgeous, the desert landscape.
Nice. I'm definitely, this is a little bit more my element. I know it's a desert instead of the north, but out in nature, out of the town, I'm a little bit less awkward.
Okay.
I'm more in my own. Definitely watching for animals and tracks, and I slide over to my friend over here and I go, what's in the box?
In the box,
Science.
they see. That is my Fräulein. I love her.
You're Caroline?
My Fräulein.
You're
My woman.
You're what?
My woman.
You're
Well, not
woman.
an actual woman. So
Oh.
what?
What do
I'm
you
not
mean-
that. I'm not that crazy.
What do you mean it's a woman? It's not an actual woman.
I'll let you see if we take a stop. I'll let you see. Lord is my mastercraft.
I hear this conversation and then like right ahead a little bit. This president just quietly like
I'm trying to do the same, but I'm not very successful.
Right.
And then I get a little too successful. I smack it on the brain and it like takes off.
Oh boy.
I'm like, "Oh," eventually I'm under control of that.
Yeah.
Talk to my boss and say, don't listen to them. They don't understand you.
Oh gosh.
So, Boone, where are we going?
Yes.
Can you speak up? I will give you a drink if you do.
Stands up
he,
and
pick-
shouts.
he picks up a jug. We're going this way.
Okay, thank you.
How long are we going this way?
Till we stop.
I'm kind of keep looking to make sure we're not going a bunch of different ways.
Oh no, he's actually.
Straight? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You have a horse.
The horse is drunk.
And he's got a box kind of right next to him. But yeah, it's a wooden box, and then in his cart he's just got basic supplies. Yeah, so you got a long day. Stop for a little bit to water the horses. He hands out just a few food thing, and he's not up to talking at the moment.
Okay.
picking plants. Like, having a good time.
I'm saying a prayer to the spirits.
Yep.
I throw the dust in the air, watch the wind blow it.
He's like-
Are you mimicking him?
It's just, you're like,
No, I'm tinkering with like electronics. Just
Okay.
I keep looking at the crate, waiting for you to follow through on your promise after I say my little prayer to the wind.
not even paying attention. I'm still.
Gosh.
Well, while we take a break, I'll just read my Bible.
Which one?
You're religious.
The only one I carry.
All right.
Frederick has a Bible?
Yeah.
It's a Bible. It's got a Bible case to cover up to protect its outside, and like you open it up and like there's Genesis, and then at the end there's Revelation, and then in the middle there's a whole bunch of fun stuff.
If my character knew more about the Bible, I would definitely.
It's just a storybook to you.
And to me, I'm like, hey, he's reading a book. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Though in real life, I am religious, but I don't think Cedric is religious at all. I think he thinks he is God.
God's an equation. He doesn't quite.
Yeah. There it is.
So then I take my tomahawk out, start sharpening it, waiting for Boone to tell us to go.
Okay. Well, y'all definitely notice that the shape of this thing is not. It actually looks like a crescent moon on the top. So it actually doesn't even look like a normal tomahawk at all.
Oh.
And so it just has a. Yeah, this is a. I'll just leave it at that at the moment. You're like, what the heck is that? It's almost like a spoon. That's sharp,
Giant
but
spoon.
but the handle is like almost like part of it. So it looks very strange. Very strange.
Use your observation if you want, but otherwise I'm gonna just keep sharpening it.
And in all reality, it never loses its edge.
No, that's true. I'm just
You just
like it.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with electronics. I don't
Yep.
even look at it.
um
You just keep looking like you're gonna ask, so that's what I'm waiting for.
I am trying to give opportunities to you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm still organizing my own.
Own tomahawk.
All right. Well, so y'all set up camp for the night.
Is this like stopping or are we like
Well, it's just like
a
a
break?
it was just like a basic stop for you guys to water your horses because you found an area.
Are we continuing like after?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna work on my thing.
Yeah.
If it was like for the night, then I'd probably.
Yeah, so-
more.
So it's now you're stopped for the night.
Okay.
My
We have, like,
tent
a
is very simple. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we have like a fire going? Cool.
My tent is very, very simple. It's just an animal skin that I carry around, some sticks, and I have it set up very quickly.
I'm setting up
Set
all
by
the
the fire.
like homemade Tesla coils or whatever, like just made out of small rods I can pack, and then I just fling open my box and I'm just investigating it.
You're just checking it. Okay, within the box. Let's see here.
My eye looks at you while looking at the box. Just kidding.
I'm going to the picture so when I describe it, there's going to be some consistency. Oh, your tomahawk kind of looks a little weird like that. It's a little weird like that. Okay, so so in the 1800s they had the crank Gatling gun.
Mhm.
So you've got the rear end of the device kind of looks like that, and then there's a large tube with a bunch of wrapped copper around it, whole bunch of wires going everywhere. And then ceramic. Have you seen like old school ceramic for wired fences?
So
There's a bunch of those going off, and so this is not your This is not your design at all. You help kind of make it work again. So this is the actual model from the early 1800s that guy actually kind of made, and your power source is kind of what you've tinkered and daisy chained together. So at this moment, and at the very head of it, there's a weird metal bowl. Best way to describe it.
yeah.
And you're picking straw off it, making sure all the connections are good. So yeah.
Sweet. Embedding it. That's really nice.
You gonna tell me a little bit about your woman over there?
Well, it's kind of heavy, so I'm gonna pick it up. I'm quite gentle, but this is my Fräulein. She is a working for it. The gun piece I got from an old, I wouldn't say friend, but someone I used to know. And it used to be mounted. Couldn't move it anywhere. But I kind of made this part. This is the Fräulein. It's the chain batteries and everything that
And
I
it's
carry on.
and so you've got a tripod
Mhm.
that you can mount it. And so it's going to take all of you to lift this thing to set it up. So
Are we gonna set it up right now?
No.
Okay.
She needs to rest. She's tired.
It's been a long day in the box.
Very much so.
Have you tested this? Does it work?
you haven't tested it yet. So you're just
I'm very confident.
Is it dangerous?
This-
Most likely.
Okay.
It's electricity. It could go anywhere.
Is it magic?
It's the magic of science.
No. Definitely not.
I don't know much about magic. I don't know much about magic.
I just go back and sit by the fire. Like, we're not getting anywhere with this conversation.
your two. Luckily, the design of your battery holder, that you flip down some legs, and so they're just like leaning against each other. So there are 4 legs,
Mhm.
and so the mule kind of walked out from it and just was looking at you. If it could say anything, you are the worst.
Good job.
He's like,
That's a little too long for a while.
Petting it with a prosthetic, awesome.
is Boone by the fire?
I'm sure, like,
No. Yep. He took care of his horses, the horse well. He started the fire, food. But when he was cooking the beans, he just poured whiskey in it and just stirred it for you guys. He ate a little bit and then he's out.
Nice. Well,
Where did you get your box?
I'm gonna enjoy a nice meal of beans and whiskey.
I am good.
And actually, there's like ham, because like sliced ham.
Bless.
But the beans definitely are like, you want to cook them off, because he poured it like right before he would have served it, so none of the alcohol would have been burned off, and it's cheap whiskey too, so it's not good. Yep.
I'm eating the beans.
But it
This is worse than military rations.
I think it's pretty
Yep.
good.
yeah, it would be in the 1800s.
yeah, that's true. They
Hardtack, because you actually lose calories from eating it, and they advised to soak it in whiskey or something, or water, so you could actually eat it, because you could chip your teeth from biting it. Look up hardtack and appreciate the day and age you're in. I know that some guys don't use the restroom for a month, but still, it's better.
Oh, oh. It helps with the dysentery.
didn't put it with amputation, but here we are.
Yeah.
So you want to ask that question again? Because I don't really
Where
know
did
the information.
Where did you get your axe?
How much can I tell her?
That's up to you.
Full story.
No, you found it, like what
from
you.
my dad.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I can remember, my dad has had it.
Hmm.
And one day, when he vanished, it bound itself to me. And ever since then, I take it everywhere with me.
And bound.
That's the part he wakes up to.
Good morning.
Yeah, bound.
Did you
Where-
wrap it up?
No?
All right.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes. Like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? Where I'm from, the spirits walk with the people. And they gifted this to my father when I was trapped. And I just kind of get quiet after that. Lost down memory lane, remembering all those wonderful times with the spirits and killing things. And
And the
Look, how many spirits have you walked with?
hard to say. Many.
All right, then.
Why do you ask?
It's just an interesting belief that you got there that spirits are walking with people.
Where I'm from, when the sun goes down, the spirits dance in the sky, and their lights light up the mountains.
That sounds beautiful, but I'm having trouble imagining it.
Of course you would. They reserve themselves for the pure in heart.
That I understand now. I can assure you, Tulak, I will never see those spirits. But the spirits that I have seen still see you.
Tell me of the spirits where you are from.
Well,
Being like,
Spirits.
you know, the spirits where I'm from, they don't walk with other people. They either walk inside of another person, or they're stuck somewhere else, or they're just floating around willy nilly. Now, you see, the other part of that spirit, that's the part that's walking around.
The other part of that spirit. What do
Yeah,
you
the other part of that spirit.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, where I'm from, they have this belief that man's a two-part being. You got the spirit of a man, you got the body of a man. Now, the body of a man can be walking around without a spirit, and the spirit of a man can be floating around without the body. But together, that's where life is. Separated, that's death.
Where I am from, the spirits gave us life, and they carved the mountains and the ocean. Where I am from, the spirits, they do not deign to speak with us very often, but those of us who can commune with them, we are exceedingly blessed.
We're both like,
Well, consider me a blessed man.
You have spoken with these man spirits?
It's not always man, but yeah, I've spoken with the spirits.
I'm invested.
Interesting. Do you call on your spirits?
I can.
And you say all man has spirits.
Yeah.
You just
I spew my beans out.
a metal cup just flies and chink by the fire.
And with that, I just kind of stand up and walk out. I walk away from the fire into the darkness.
People are here. I go, that would be a cool story if spirits were here.
I heard that.
Yes, I meant it. I don't believe in any such. The only spirit is science. That gives us life. Alright, blood pumping, electricity, the sun, the universe is all science. That's how it came to be. That is what I stand by. Hang on. With my metal hand, it goes. It hits like a rock. Or something.
My character was there.
And I go back to my beans.
like,
And so you just after his little episode, he sat up and just stared at you.
so,
Toss
He
the
hasn't-
flask.
It just
Just
hits it.
That's not what. First, take care of that. I'm still eating my beans.
Okay. It just dead stare. He hasn't really blinked.
go off to where I'm going to sleep.
I check his pulse with my metal hand.
You gotta.
I have my hand like this. It's not a real time.
No, he's actually. It's like an over under. Like a flintlock over under. You don't pay me no. Hey, get away from me.
I just go back to the tent, I guess. Okay.
And all you guys can hear him whining. Like, he's like, I can't, well, like, no.
What the thing?
It is like really starting to get higher and higher pitch. And then you know that he falls asleep, but he's talking in his sleep, talking about how horrible this is.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yep. Good flick. But he talks for like the whole night in his sleep. Like he was totally silent for some reason. It just sparked. I don't like where we're going. My foot hurts. My horse hates me.
I eventually come back to the camp. I'm like, what? But before I went to sleep while I was away, I would use my observation or my insight, I mean, to kind of
Well,
look
what
around the land to see if there's any magic around us before I go to sleep.
that would be a sorcery check. Actually.
Sorcery.
You're very bottom.
Nice. 11. But the focus is 3. One success.
Okay. Well, you kind of close your eyes. You breathe in this really hot air that you're not used to. You smell the fire a little bit, like wood burning that you're not used to, like that kind of smoke. You breathe in again. And you just kind of feel that it's a different atmosphere than what you're used to. Far different, but it's similar at the same time. Like you just kind of same. It's like the same atmosphere, the same kinds of spirits
Mm-hmm.
are around. You don't like. Usually, it's like a smell, like a bad smell or like a dark feeling. You're not even feeling that from at the
Okay.
moment.
Cool.
So-
Well, with that, then I
I
would
wanna
be
see-
perfectly content to go to bed.
Okay.
As I'm working on my science, I want to see if I pick up on that too with the sorcery check. Could I? Because my sorcery.
Well, that's more of an active thing.
Okay.
But if you just kind of stop and you're
Maybe yeah, like that.
like you stop and you like look around and then,
Like I'm checking if anybody's looking at me.
okay,
Okay.
you could
Okay.
totally do.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
So now this is a thing.
I
Like,
can see those there.
are you actually using? Are you using your intellect with it, or are you going to be using your just straight willpower? Because if you're using intellect, like it's you like looking around, seeing if there's anything different within it. So that's
Probably based on my character, it is intellect
okay. So what you're going to do is if you have any focus in it,
and sorcery. Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
so what's that number?
3.
3. Add it to your intellect. Intelligence number. It's your ability score. Intelligence.
It's like its own little bracket right there.
Oh, okay, yeah, 12. So
Plus-
add it to that.
Yep. That's the number you're trying to roll under.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you're going through the things that you've studied, and you're like, okay, you're kind of like tapping into like a thought process, kind of like almost like a meditation, and then you recall seeing his tomahawk that you didn't really care about, but then you kind of look over there and you're like, the shape of it and things, you're kind of recalling specific things about it that were drawings that you studied on. So that's that. How many successes did you have? You had 2 with your and then you're also kind of recalling a lot of the trinkets that another gentleman that rides with you has are very reminiscent of other things you've studied. So you've got 2 individuals. So like I'll just kind of put it that way because you with your intellect, it's not necessarily a sense, but more of you recalling like things that are
Mhm.
that way. So
I actually would have had 2 successes. Did my math wrong, so I don't know if my character would have learned something else
well, you would have just kind of noticed that it's not a dark feeling that you're feeling from him.
from him.
No, from
Cedric, Frederick. Okay. Very good. I
Yeah.
checked you out. Home.
Also, I can do first watch.
Okay.
roll
I'm
me
still up.
roll me an observation then.
Okay.
So
Whatever happens, happens.
you can wake me up for a second watch if you want, but he's awake anyway.
I'm still up like the whole time.
You wake me up if you-
Okay. Well, you're kind of zoning out, and you keep actually do a Can you roll me a lore because you're on watch as well?
All right, this one I got 1 success.
Something kind of sparked your memory when he was talking about the lights in the sky.
Okay.
You're like, wait a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Oh,
Yep.
More flashbacks right now.
exactly, and that's why you don't see anything.
Okay.
Yep.
When it comes to the second watch time,
Mhm.
if I get to that, I'm ready to wake him up.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Party on. I'm awake.
All right. I go.
Hold on. No. When we were talking about spirits, I didn't mean nothing to offend your belief. You know that, right?
I get real quiet. I look at you really seriously. And I hold out my hand because it's the only white man gesture I know of trust.
All right. Yeah. And I shake your hand and give you a pat on the shoulder.
Nice. And so then I just walked away.
All awkward and stiff because you both are like,
Nice.
Yep. Definitely.
It's better than a dead fish.
Do you observe anything on my arm when we shake? Do you want to roll for anything, or am I just?
It was a handshake, so he didn't feel your arm. He didn't do the awkward handshake that I do at church.
It's just like an order.
Like if somebody forces me to shake their hand, I grab it and I start feeling up their arm until I reach their ear, and then you.
Normally by
Cut
that
the
ear
ear.
they go.
Yep. I'm like, hey, I'm like Doc Holliday. I'd rather not touch you.
All right. Well, that's fine with me. Okay. So we shake. You tap my shoulder, and
Yep.
I walk away.
Mhm.
Nice.
Good.
All right.
Going to bed.
Do I need to roll anything since I'm on watch? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's gonna be observation. Okay. And you're most likely gonna probably have nightmares.
Yes, I will.
The focus of 1, then a 10. And do I add my awareness to that, or do I just?
No, it's actually that TN means target number.
Oh,
That
okay.
means what you're trying to roll under.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So I just need under a 10, hopefully 1 for my focus. No successes.
All right. Well, you're looking around. You don't hear any snapping or anything, but you're looking up at the stars. You're like, I thought I could see a whole bunch of stars where I grew up. Like the desert is different.
Yep.
You're like,
So many stars.
and you're just kind of mesmerized.
Nice.
So
Very cool. Eventually, my watch is over.
Mhm.
And
I'll walk up. Like as you're walking out, I'm already walking out to watch with like coffee.
nice. Wake me if you need me. Crawl back in my tent.
okay, if you're gonna just roll an observation, or if you're not gonna look around, you can roll something up.
I'll observe. I'll do my
Okay.
duty, but I might be distracted with science or something.
Yeah.
2 failures.
Gives you an advantage for awareness, you know.
Sometimes.
I did not.
Okay.
Nope.
Here did that work.
You're sipping and. Oh, it's pretty.
I think it's just a forward.
But you just no. It'd be really funny if they found you like with your forehead against the ground
The next
in a seated position, like your butt up in the air.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
That's the part. Yeah, boom, fun too.
You're some of the weirdest people. He like kicks you over. I think I drink a lot of these people. He, like so like the edges of the pan had like the remnants of beans, and he just he didn't scrape it out or anything. He starts roasting the coffee beans
Oh,
right next to it, and he doesn't roast them. He burns them. Just it's burnt, and you hear him grinding. It's gonna be good.
I pack up my tent and I just watch it do that. And I pull out my water skin.
can I use my Has the coffee.
Yeah, well, he's
You have a coffee grinder?
if you want to, you can, but then also putting, yeah, so you can offer.
Let me do
I
that.
can do that and stuff.
Oh, all right. There you go. And then uh he starts cooking some like oats.
You're like, oh,
What? But he's like toasting them. He's toasting them, and then he starts pouring some water in there. So it's like mixed with burnt
Beans.
beans, the smell of like burnt coffee,
whiskey.
and all of it all together, and he serves up bowl. There you go, Brick.
I slide mine over. There you go, Cedric.
I'm just on the ground holding my coffee cup up, just waiting for coffee. I'm no longer in the spot I was before.
Okay.
I like inchwormed over.
Okay.
I learned my oats.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Not really.
Where are you?
Yeah. I'm bringing it down.
Okay.
I'm trying to drink it with Blaine, which is really awkward.
Oh yeah, it is.
The next this morning, Frederick and Tulok. It's a little awkward, but not in a hostile way. It's more of a "Are we friends?" kind of like extra pleases and thank yous that everybody's like, "What?" Like,
They're like overcompensating.
Yeah. for the for handshake, yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm packed up and ready. You guys are.
Okay. So this was like before the sun came up to head out, because the day before was kind of you're guessing the reason you had to leave later was because of the whole Marshall incident. So you're heading out. You're the train changes a bit. It becomes more. You're having to go into a canyon. Well, gully, then to more of a canyon throughout the day. So you stop just to kind of water the horses, give them a little bit of a break, and then keep on heading. So yeah. Then you stop for the night
All right.
because you'd be definitely. Actually, let's do an animal handling check for everybody because the train changes, so you're going to be having to be going a lot
I
slower.
was just about to say the weather's starting to get on me too because I've never been to the desert.
I was actually.
Here we go.
You're going to actually have to do a resistance.
Okay.
You want to give me any doom?
That's what I was just considering, actually.
Yeah.
Does fortune reset on every round?
Fortune?
Yeah.
No.
Or does it
see,
only get the full game?
See, the thing is about fortune is like every session you're supposed to be getting more, but ours are tying in, day out. This isn't like episodic. This isn't like a Star Trek episode. This is a continue.
Gotcha.
So I'm having to modify things. So you guys can always earn more fortune by doing really cool stuff, things like that, or purposely failing. You can get a fortune, but it's got to be purposely failing on something that actually would matter.
Okay.
What? Okay.
I'll give you one doom for an extra dice.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Generous.
So you're doing a resistance first.
Right, and then separately an animal.
Yep.
One success and a critical fail.
Whoa.
I think I'm gonna take those as doom.
Great.
Take my critical fail as a doom.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, because otherwise something bad would have happened right now, and I don't necessarily
Yeah.
know if you want that to be happening.
No.
Okay, now you can do your animal handling.
Which one success.
Okay. The your donkey kind of knows what it's doing. It's fine. It's not really listening to you, but it's following the other ones. So you're like trying. You're trying to.
But
Okay, so you can.
at least I haven't fallen off.
Yep.
Am I doing a resistance or just?
Nope. Just animal. Everyone else is pretty much used to the
Desert.
desert.
2 successes.
Oh.
Do you have a focus in it
Focus of 3.
of 3? That's 2, 4.
successes.
That's 4 successes. So your
Like the tricks.
It does not flip.
actually you
Oh
you,
my gosh.
you you take your bridle and kind of loop it around quick, and you slide your hand down your saddle and just kind of swoop down and like pick a flower as you're going down this really precarious thing. You got this really nice flower. Now that's with your 1 success. See, that's like 3 momentum at the moment.
There you go.
Okay, you don't show it all.
Yep. Well, the thing is, I want to show because your Jade is very good at riding, so
My horse is like, I'm bonded to my horse. So
that's why I wanted to.
Oh lord.
Now you can use a momentum to add a dice if you want.
you're like,
Yeah.
Is the scene? We don't know if the scene's almost over. It's not going to be that big of a deal, right? Unless I
You
fall
might
off
just
and
fall.
break my neck.
It's
not big deal.
Put in consideration you have 2 donkeys. One of which has the apparatus on it with you. The other one has all the batteries that are daisy chained together.
You don't want to lose those.
Now, what are batteries? What is inside of a battery?
Nothing true stuff.
I would,
Acid.
Oh, acid.
so I would go ahead and
Yes. Sure.
so we don't like blow up.
Let's go first.
Expressivo.
Great. What?
Fail on all of them. It's not a total like. It's not a.
Critical.
It's not a critical. It's
Wait.
successes.
No successes at all.
Nope.
We just all that.
The batteries explode.
Okay. So the
else.
the one donkey that just has the batteries that you're kind of holding it goes off on its own. Yeah. And
It's just like, okay, blast it up.
it
I
is
think I lose it when I try to do what she did. I tried to pick a flower and I just lost the donkey.
So you just kind of fall off.
okay. And then so the other donkey wants to go where the other one. So that it's kind of heading off in a total different direction. See, the one you're riding.
Shade. Shade.
Just so you're dealing with that for the whole time because you're
Great.
it's just a very not enjoyable experience for you.
I'm glad I used momentum for that.
So if you could now,
Crazy.
And
Frederick,
1 success.
1 success. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That
It
is
wasn't critical.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going through and you actually set up camp within what's got to be like a canyon. It's a bigger area. Boone sets it up, and as throughout the day, you've just been watching him, like glancing at him, and every time you glance, he's been drinking. He's just like, he sets up camp. He's a little bit more talkative, but in his little shrill voice he's got, you think he might not want to talk because he's got a little voice. That kind of feeling. But he doesn't hop up into the wagon to sleep this time. He's just kind of sitting with you guys. And he actually cooked up biscuits. So he had some meal and he fried those up. So it still has a slight hint of everything you guys had that in the morning.
Coffee bean biscuits.
Yep. Well, if you're wanting to clean them ahead of time, is that what you wanted to do? Like, okay. Okay. Wash them the flavor.
I'm like, huh? Huh? What?
So Boone, how much longer till we get wherever we're going?
Well, it's just what?
How much longer until we get where we're going?
Oh, you rummaged around in a really loose shirt, so his pocket's like down here. Unfolds this. Looks like he drew a map. That literally just a squiggly line with an X in one area and then a starting point. So it just
Nice.
Good job.
we're about here.
No landmarks.
Nope. But you just keep going on this trail and you get there.
I just looked down at my feet.
Folds it up and like not like a normal person would, like looking like squares, triangle, triangle, then fuck.
It's like origami.
Yeah, but just
Well, if that's the case, I would go practice doing something. I would either go throw my tomahawk or I'd do
Okay.
something.
all right. There's definitely like a dried up tree farther down. So what? How are you? Are you just throwing it at it?
Practicing my aim.
Okay. So you can attack a tree.
Nice.
Roll for initiative.
Would that be melee, do you think? Melee?
No.
No.
It's actually you put those in there. The tomahawk.
Oh, got you.
Yep. So
Close range. One-handed grip. Damage 3.
so the range was. I thought we totally wrote down all your info.
Wrote down everything that I need to write down.
Yep. Okay, so the actually you have to roll under 11 because it's a thrown weapon, so it's using brawn.
Okay.
So that would be you'd be rolling under 11.
I don't have any focus in it. 11.
Well, actually, let's use. Then we'd be using melee. Yeah, we can use melee. So that would be under a 10 then.
Okay. Two successes.
Okay. You just really needed one to hit it. So you pretty much gained a.
Sweet.
Ooh.
So you're just gonna walk up and pull it out?
No, let's use it's a mental resolve, right? Just the one to pull it back, or is it how much effort does it cost to?
Well, it's just the one,
Yeah, then I'll
but you need to roll a sorcery.
Okay.
Comes back.
11.
Do you want to use any momentum?
Yeah, might as well. We'll use one.
Okay.
So under 11 with 3. That would be 3 successes.
Okay, so so you have this really weird, like cold sense when it flies, and
Okay.
it's definitely like partially cracked where to get out.
Okay.
So it like moved itself like this to get itself out. And then once it hit your hand, you're like the amount of force it hit your hand with, if you would have just let it fly back, you're like it probably would have went 5 times as far as you threw it.
Wow. Okay.
So you're like you got this, you can feel your heartbeat. So that was how many? 3 successes?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. I shake my arm off. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. Was anybody when you heard the because you only threw it the one time?
You
were?
were.
Okay. Well, you definitely saw something you've never seen before. You're like,
You're like, maybe he's tell the truth.
Yep.
I was like drawing the flower I found earlier.
Yeah.
So just kind of like drawing the ants.
You know, do I have to keep rolling to do it every time? Because I don't want to take up everybody's story time.
Well,
I kept practicing.
You can keep practicing, but whenever you do it, if you're doing the return thing, you're definitely gonna have to roll.
Well, then I'll do the rest without the return thing. I just wanted to get that one practice then.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
everyone else.
well, 'cause the thing is when you're like how long were you gonna practice?
Just a few minutes. Just
minutes?
have to make sure I'm still up on mine.
Okay, I want to make sure like, but if you want to still practice the return thing, we can totally do that because it's still fun to roll dice.
It is fun, but I'll do the rest without the return.
Okay. All right.
And I think I'd just like to do sorcery for this kind of area.
Okay. Just kind of feel it out.
Just kind of, yeah, exactly.
Okay, roll me a sorcery. You've got 4 momentum that you can actually use at the moment.
Yeah, I'll take 1 momentum because we can only have max 5.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good sound.
It's a good lesson.
And being as this is another thing.
I have 6 successes. I rolled 2 3s and a 1, and my focus is 3.
Homie, you just read my past, my present, and my future.
You didn't just read the area, you read the area of the area.
Okay.
Enemies.
Okay.
Person we're after, we already did it. So, who is this guy?
Okay, well, you're just feeling now. You get a number one. You get an eerie sense. The area you're in, this canyon. You can definitely tell that there's been. I'll use that as the one success that you feel that. Then you kind of hunker down a little bit more. You're like, there's been a lot of death here, but not normal means. Excuse me. So you've got three other ones at the moment. You can use those for a specific thing. Like you can have more questions answered, or you can bank it for momentum, or yeah.
Okay. I think I got a couple questions.
Bring it.
All right. First question is there any kind of like Native American spirit magic in this area?
Yes.
Chef, you
Okay.
definitely gotta get there on my next little turn, so this is exciting.
Do what?
I was gonna ask the same question when it came back to me, so good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely have a sense that it's very reminiscent of something that has haunted you for a while. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Do I feel like there's any kind of like, this is gonna seem weird, but like kind of like a cannibalistic thing?
A what?
Like blood magic?
Like blood magic?
Yeah.
Well, this is like your last momentum spending.
Okay.
You're getting the sense with this, it was originally a blood magic thing. And to tap into it, there is blood to it. So it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of relieving,
Yep.
but also putting me on edge.
Oh yeah.
The first thing after my eyes rolled back to the front of my head
Yeah. Yeah.
is go around the outskirts of it and start setting up empty bottles. And I'll totally use whatever anyone has drinking from. And if they ask any questions, I'm gonna say it's very important that I have this.
Okay.
So sorry, did you finish your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so once I saw him start putting out the bottles, my red flag went up, so I want to roll to see if I can pick up on anything going around as well.
Yeah. So we lose momentum, 1 momentum per person as we're going around. So you've got 1 left
Oh, okay. So then I would get the extra dice.
if you want to.
You'll lose
Yes.
it.
We
Otherwise,
use it
yep.
anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Might as well then. So my focus is 3 and I get 10.
And now, what are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm trying to feel if there's any kind of spirits or any kind of energy. I'm just seeing if there's any kind of anything I can pick up on as far as magic and stuff goes. Because he's on guard, so I want to know what it is he's thinking about. I have 3 successes and a critical fail.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, you said 3 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. With your 3 successes, like this is already nightfall. It's getting darker. You're kind of where he's set the bottles. You kind of walk around, just kind of. It's kind of reminding you of like ways to protect.
Okay.
And then you're kind of closing your eyes. You're like you're getting a sense of things that you've heard of. Elders in your tribe talking about dark magic from other tribes that they tapped into the spirits that
Mhm.
they shouldn't have.
The dark spirits. Yeah.
And you're like, something definitely happened in this area recently.
Can I tell how recently?
You get 3 successes. So you're, it's in the past few weeks. Like it's that soon. So and you're like the hair on you is standing up past the sweat because you're yep. And as as you're kind of realizing that y'all hear a scream and you see Boone lifted up off the ground from a big shadow. He's held by it, and you see another shadow like skewer him from behind. He's like, "Ah!" Like a really wimpy little scream. So we're gonna take a little break.
I didn't get to do what I had to do. Boone just died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's next to it.
Yeah. It's actually the complication woke it up. A spiritual complication, sorcery complication. Yep. Yep. So we're gonna take a little break, and I just gotta
We'll see you guys soon.
yep. Okay, here he is.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
In case you missed it, I made an
Yeah.
ellipse, and my critical fail has triggered a critical attack.
Okay, so this represents the rock face on this side, and then this one is over here. Like I would put that, but that blocks partial
Going
view.
this way.
Sure.
So
Okay.
so that's where the campfire is. Where is everybody?
That's weird.
Well, I was by the fire.
Yep.
And I was off to the side.
I was also out on the outskirts.
So this can be north. So
Okay.
were you this way, or farther back this way?
And maybe to the south.
So over here, like this. Okay.
Now, where are you at, Cedric?
I think I'm out here
Okay.
because I was looking for stuff for potions. Now I'm coming.
Okay. Well, here, let's have you roll to see if you can do an alchemy just to find it.
Wait, alchemy?
Yep.
All right, 15. I got one success and oh no, a one is a success, right?
Double.
Yeah, so I got
Three.
three successes.
3 successes. Okay. What are you actually looking for? Like, what's the purpose? Like, or are you just seeing what you can find?
Just seeing what I can find, basically.
Okay. With 3 successes, you find peyote.
I'm nice.
Sounds cool.
You don't know what
Alright.
peyote is?
Maybe I do, and I just know it by a different name.
Can I make it?
I don't know any other name, but it's a hallucinogenic thing that can happen in the desert.
Is there a way I can roll to make a check, see if I can make that into like a potion?
Okay, you have
Or did I
that would have been like I'll say that was 2 of your successes. The other one is that you actually wrapped it up well.
Cool.
You're gonna have to dry it so it lasts.
Yeah.
So good job.
Huh?
3.
Way to go. Peyote.
Peyote.
Okay, so everyone's placed. That's so cool. You guys ready to see what's going on?
Yes.
I purposely haven't made like a small little westerny guy, but he was right by you, and something really weird grabbed him.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, this is you see him kind of held up in the air, and you saw him get kind of skewered in the
So it's
but it was all shadow, and you're just like you're hearing, and it's right behind, like right by you.
Oh, so it is only one, Jeff, but I thought it was 2.
Run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get the horses and go.
And there's more horses over here.
Yeah, it's a giant shadow scorpion.
I think I hear the screams and then make
Okay, now above y'all's head, you actually see like a reminiscent, kind of like the Aurora Borealis.
Ooh. Now, is it dark spirit or good
No,
spirit?
sir.
Remember, you got a dark feeling before.
Yep. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't 2 different spirits in there. Okay. All right, homies. We gotta kill this thing. This is what I was bred for.
Okay, let me just place my doom here.
Oh gosh. That's a big stack. Boom.
See, I could go first if I paid some doom, or I could let you guys go. I don't know. He just got a big chunk of boon, so you guys can go first. Now it's y'all's choice who goes first of your group.
I feel like maybe you should jump out the way.
I should move because I'm a little too close. I got blood on me now.
Question: moving into this, do we know what we can do to arm this going into it?
Like, what do you mean?
Do I know if bullets will hurt it? Do I know if my tomahawk will hurt it? Do we know how to kill it?
Well, number one, you've never seen a scorpion before in your life. This
That's
looks like a demon.
Yeah. This is
You are. Yeah, you're just like, what?
I'll go with the tomahawk then.
Okay, where did I?
After your move. I'm not cutting you off. I'm saying.
There it is. And I did have another. I'll just use this one, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
Let's begin. So
Is
you're
this a new scene from when we did last time?
nope,
Okay, cool.
and that should have been more than one. Let's count that as 2.
2. Okay. All of them 2?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're going to attack with it, then it's going to be something else.
With the throw. Copy that. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna like move over in this direction.
Okay.
Um,
Now you just hear, and you look, there's a giant flipping scorpion. You're gonna
Sting.
hightail it this way.
Are you shooting at it when you run, or just running?
I'm gonna go ahead and draw my buffalo rifle. Or is
It's
that
out on
like
the
worse?
horse.
And I have chances are.
Okay, well,
Horses
you-
are over there.
Yeah, like unless, like
Unless you ran to the horses instead.
yeah, unless you ran to the horses to get your buffalo right.
I think that's a good idea.
I go to the horses. To
Okay.
get my buffalo.
Okay, so that's gonna. I'll say that would be pretty much you doing that because you have to
Right.
undo that.
Now, I don't have the best angle. I'm willing to go next unless one of my counterparts here, Cedric or Frederick, has a better angle on it. Frederick.
Yeah, I'm from the rear, so I can fire some shots off at this thing.
Okay.
Or stop with this thing.
I'll be using my Smith and Wesson.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Tell it's a bullet if it hurt it or not. That big skeleton all around it.
You're just looking. Okay. And we have 3 successes, because 1 was a critical.
Okay, 3 successes. You just needed the 1 to hit. So the
Okay.
other. So I'll just take these out so you can
Nice.
choose to add that to have that as 1 additional damage, or you can use it for piercing, things like that.
Okay.
Do you remember that list? List of what momentum can do?
So, partly, but not completely, no.
And everyone, if you could roll me a discipline.
Okay.
All right.
2 of these. You can all see one thing. They were really good, but oh, nice.
I gotta get this one.
I got
I did not.
3
make-
successes.
I'm going to be taking a picture here and sending it to you.
2 successes.
Just 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to. Cool.
They were cool.
Only you and me.
That's my job. I'm ready for this.
Got it.
I sent you. It's going to take a while for me to send you all the pages I have, so let's just start with that.
No, that's good.
Okay. Who passed and who failed?
2 successes.
3 successes.
I feel
You failed. Okay.
You're like,
You failed too?
Rifle.
Yes.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yes. Excuse me while I roll this.
Jeez.
Ooh. Those of you that failed take 4
No,
resolve.
can't remember.
Mental or physical?
That's mental. Now, if you have courage, like a courage soak, that would take some of that damage away. But that is 4. Now, just remember, if you would have taken 1 more, that would have been a trauma. You would have been traumatized by that. And you had 2 additional successes,
And 2 successes.
so 1.
Right there next to you.
I got a 19 and then 2.
Oh, 19? That's a pretty bad failure, actually.
But then I got a 2.
Okay.
Which was, I have a focus of 2, so.
Okay. And you had 3.
3 successes because one of my focus.
So this is how much.
Oh, guys, yes, we've got 5 momentum.
Okay, so Jeff, you were going to.
Wait, that's
Attack.
a 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm drawing.
And you did hit. You have.
I did.
Okay. So roll your damage,
No, dumb all.
Alright, DiMaggio.
and let me roll a location. Hit.
You're gonna do location?
Shaded. Nice.
Because I have a location dice. Unless you have a sheet there that actually tells you. Okay.
I got 2 3s, 2 5s, and a 4. So not too good.
The 3s are nothing. The 4s are nothing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and how much did you actually do?
It was 2 5s.
2 5s.
Two.
Do you have an effect? Do you have an effect on your pistole?
Well, no. The only thing I would think about is probably accurate, but I don't think that's it.
Okay. So that's 2 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, you hear a like you fire and it and it hits.
Nice.
All right.
I would definitely go on the attack then.
Oh, you didn't want to use any momentum for anything else?
No.
No? Okay.
Well,
We have to use one at least.
my saber and my
Yeah, that'd be like a minor to pull that out, yeah.
Okay.
And so at the end of his turn, we lose 1 momentum just because it's going to the next person. So
Okay, so then it's me. I'm gonna go with a tomahawk throw, which is a vicious. Going. I can't pick the place, but I'm trying to kill
you
this guy.
can aim. It would take 2 successes instead of just the 1.
Oh, what do you guys think? Should I just throw it, or should I throw it for something specific? I'm just
You
gonna
might be
throw
able to
it.
use
You've
your
never seen a
momentum for
scorpion
something.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, I can use momentum to make up for one of those.
For what?
So like help it hit a specific spot.
Well, I said you can aim. It's just it's 1 more success to be aiming.
Gotcha. Well, let's see. My character's never seen a scorpion, so I don't know exactly where to attack. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw it because my character wouldn't really know what to throw it at specifically.
Okay. So just so you know, for momentum spends,
I'm gonna take a picture so I can read it right.
and then here's also another one. Momentum spends.
Okay.
I'll put this like this so you can.
Awesome. Well, let's use
If you
1 momentum
to gain that. Okay.
Yep. for my throw. So I'm trying to throw my tomahawk anywhere that I can hit because I've never seen one of these, so I can't
Okay.
really pick a target.
And you're trying not to hit him.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Correct. So my damage is 3, but that doesn't matter yet because first it's roll. 1, 2. So I got a 19, 3, and a 7. Then I'm probably using melee again, right?
Yep.
Okay, just here. So I got 1, 2, 3 successes because my focus is 3.
Okay. 3. So you hit. So you gained 1 momentum.
Awesome. So then do I have to roll for where I
You have
hit?
to roll. Yep. So here's that.
Left leg. Man, I don't know what it is with my character in the left leg.
Left leg. Cool. Now, what's the damage?
My damage is a 3 with a vicious 1.
3. So vicious means that if you roll like a 5 or a 6,
Mm-hmm.
those don't. That's 2 damage instead of just 1.
Okay, for 5 and 6 only.
Yep.
Okay. 4, and then a 5.
Now,
So 2 damage?
if you see, I think you can choose to re-roll something.
Reroll damage. Player may reroll any number of damage dice from character's turn attack for 1 momentum.
Yep.
Okay, so
So you just want to re-roll the 4.
just the 4.
Let's put these over here. So 4 again. Cool. So
Nice.
that's 4 damage.
And immediately afterward, I'm going to spend 2 resolve to send it back to me.
Okay. You need. Do I need to do a sorcery?
I can.
Yeah, because this is the first time in the heat of the moment, but you still lose the resolve no matter what. So.
Okay.
You want to use a momentum or anything?
What do you guys think? Should we save it for future attacks, or should I go ahead and just use the momentum? I'll just use it without it.
Yep.
So I need at least. Okay. I got 1 success.
Okay. You do have a weird tinge in your brain, but your tomahawk does come back.
Awesome. Fantastic. Now it's up to you, sir.
I think I'm just gonna open up my arm and just pull out my pistol
Okay.
because there's not much else I can do.
Okay.
And
You
I'm not even
are.
close to that.
You're not super close, so you'd actually have to have like 2 successes to hit it.
Did I take off a leg or do any good damage? Do we know that yet?
It's kind of dark.
Is there any rocks around?
Behind it,
Like big, oh, behind it.
it's like a cliff face, and you're
So
in a
no
cliff face.
like big boulders or rocks for cover.
It's pretty clear the area you're in at the moment. But and it is pretty flippin' loud when someone like would be firing a gun because of the echo in there.
Well, he's still got
Boom.
Boone in his hand, so I don't think I think I'm gonna pull out my gun, but I think I'm gonna slowly walk closer. I'm not gonna fire, but
Okay, so you're
because I don't want to hit him. Dude.
yeah, so you're like working on getting in range. Okay.
Cool. Swings back to you.
You already did a turn.
Oh, so it's back to you.
Back to you.
Yeah. So it's the scorpion's turn. So
That's cool.
and so Boone is like foaming at the mouth,
Because he's already been injected with the stinger.
and he gets. Let's see here. He's still in a pincher. But then dropped because something hit it in the leg, and something hit it from behind.
Guy.
And so you're, and it's echoing. It's like a loud.
From his pinchers.
Yeah. So like when 2 chunks of wood are slammed together.
Yeah.
But like a deep, and so Boone gets dropped, and the closest target would be
Oh no.
that one.
Mm-hmm. That's right, then.
And because you can definitely tell it's not liking the fire in general just because of the brightness.
Noted.
So his movement, he goes up there. Okay, it's a scorpion. They don't like.
Yeah, they don't like the light. They just like my boots when I was in the desert.
And then let's see here.
Have we done any damage to it? Like I know we've done damage, but have we actually hurt it yet?
We can't tell.
Cool.
Like you can't tell
Cool.
at all. So
Notice that little dude in there. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Franklin.
Maybe 2 successes. He's whistling.
could you I'm guessing you're gonna roll me an agility. You wanna
Okay.
use any momentum or anything?
Dodge the stinger, homie. We
Wait,
got
2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when it switches over to whoever's next turn, is it going to lose another momentum even though it's your turn?
No.
Then yeah, I'll use 1 momentum and yeah.
Roll.
Dude. Is that acrobatics?
I believe so.
Cool. Sorry, I was just gonna tell my word about other D20 one.
Oh no.
Okay. No, we're good. I have 3 successes because 1 was critical.
All right, cool. The thing reaches out with its claw and barely misses you because I rolled 2 successes. Yep.
In half.
Yep. Now that he has 2 of those. Yep. So can you roll again?
I sure can. Can I have another momentum, please?
Yep, last one. Use it
well.
well. Use it
This is
well.
our turn next time.
Yep.
Hopefully. All right. That is literally the exact same roll. I don't know how that happened.
Okay,
But
so
3 successes.
you gained 2 momentum, but now because of this situation, roll me a discipline.
Yes.
You should roll by ways to
No, it's called unnerving. Yeah, it's when most of the like giant animals in this have that attack. It's unnerving. You're just like that thing's not supposed to be that big,
I'd say so. Giant scorpion.
and it kind of has like a
Over.
spiky mohawk all the way down.
Oh,
Yeah. What was that?
see the mohawk too.
I Flynn, right?
Yes.
Checking?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right. Cool.
Boom.
There you go. And
I attack with flattery. Dude, 6.
okay. All right. Who wants to go now?
Uh,
I'll go. So I got my
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Things gonna be loud.
I'm guessing we're hearing a lot of French swearing over there.
from French. It's not gonna
But is this a coordination?
You already
Should
have
be
an
ranged.
shake. Yeah. So it's an actual attack now.
It's ranged. So
We're gonna-
coordination, rifles.
So 4.
Ooh, okay.
You have to add those together. So 12 plus 4.
16.
Your rifles are your rifle better than your pistols?
In damage, yes.
Well, no, for hitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's actually should be. Wait, you don't have a focus?
I put my focus in. I don't think we gave my rifles a focus. I think we just put it in this.
Okay, so the number, your target number is just going to be 12 then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then your pistol should actually be a 14 for whatever reason that's written in as a 10. Let's make sure we handle that meow before meow.
Idea what I want to work on.
Okay, I'm gonna use one memento for their dice.
Okay.
It's bright. Lots of light.
I have 3 successes.
Okay.
Nice.
Everybody's
3 successes, so. And you were the first one, so we're not losing any momentum. Okay.
Ooh.
What's your damage you have to roll? Okay.
It's a scary rifle.
It's a single shot though, too.
I have a question. Does she still have the gun belt from the?
I do.
Yeah, but she probably isn't wearing it because she's
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
it wrong.
No, that's fine. It's just better. I got an idea. This just clicks.
Okay, the 3s and the 4s mean nothing. So I can't see any of this. What's going on here? So you can remember if you look at your momentum spends, you could spend a momentum and re-roll.
you want to reroll all of them? All three, so it'll be 3, 1, and 10. You can do that, but it's
Well,
your call.
but it's is it any number or
It says reroll. The player may roll any number of damage dice.
yeah? So it's just one.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, now is what qualities are in your weapon?
Piercing 2, unforgiving.
It's piercing 2.
Yes.
Okay, and it's unforgiving.
Yes.
She's just gonna kill
Okay,
it flat
now-
out right here.
In that stack, you can actually see weapon qualities. It's is it weapon quality? It might be the very last page.
Additional.
Le-
Um,
Yeah. No, it would be the next one.
Unforgiving. If the target of this attack was affected by an exploit action immediately before this attack was made, then this attack gains the intense and vicious qualities.
No, so it has to. The exploit action should be the next page, so you can see what that is. So we have it is vicious. Your weapon was
Piercing.
piercing. Okay,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Why are we even here?
For the one that was terrified and no discipline. He's like,
Okay, you crack it open. Because you don't write. Do you ride around with it loaded? You probably would.
I would.
Okay, you bring the hammer back, line up, and it echoes. And Frederick, you are covered in a strange, bloody mess as you see its face explode out because she shot it through the
Rifle.
yeah. And it just collapses.
the wild.
I wipe this bloody goop off my face and go, merde.
Now the piercing is what actually did it.
Nice.
Yeah, because the piercing goes past armor,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what.
and it's piercing 2,
Like,
so it goes past 2 armor soak.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just
Wait,
awestruck.
do me a location, just a
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
perfect.
Torso.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
Sweet.
This thing dead?
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick. Going to investigate the body.
As Boone's just laying there dying. Awesome.
So
Just gross.
You still have.
I have yeah, I can go investigate, see if I can help him
Okay.
healing wise. Is
Okay.
healing, right? Or science here?
Healing.
14 says.
Yeah, I'll also go over to Boone.
Okay.
See how close to death he is.
yeah, because
So
It would be a bad trip right now.
yeah, a terrible trip.
Yeah. Okay, so now remember we actually have this at the moment. We have 2 momentum, and if you're helping, you can roll separately, like roll a single dice, or you can so just roll a single dice for me, Jeff.
Just one? Oh, it depends.
Well, who has you guys make the decision who's rolling the health. Like
What do
which
you
one?
have? I have a 14. With
My
2
healing is 6.
You're
one success.
All right, cool. You can definitely tell okay. What do you get, Jeff? Anything?
1 success. Yeah.
Okay, 2. Awesome. Because with the 1 success, you'd be like, he just got stabbed by like a 6 to 8
Puncture one.
inch.
that was a puncher wound all
Yeah.
over his body.
Yeah, and but it was through his leg.
Ooh.
So with that, you tie it off, and because his leg is starting to swell, but he started foaming at the mouth. So you did get 2 successes. So what you're kind of guessing is that it didn't like fully inject. It was just what was on the bar.
Okay.
So it's like going through his system. And
So,
luckily, he has so
Could I
much
use
alcohol in his system.
alcohol too. Yeah. And an external too.
Yep.
For him.
You totally can. Yep. So you definitely wrap up the wound because it is a flippin' wound, and his arm's kind of messed up too from getting grabbed. But he's not dead. And luckily he was pickled because that actually kind of
Helped
Like
with
he's
the
a
pain.
ragdoll, yeah.
yep. But also it kind of made it go through the system faster, kind of dispersed it because it wasn't a whole bunch.
Well, while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna check the area real quick with a sorcery. I still have my turn I have to use.
You really want to go again?
Well,
Another one.
just sort of you
Stop it.
guys kill me. Yeah, no. Before we attack the scorpion.
Is that is that 220s?
Oh my. There's another. It just.
He just rolled 2 nat 20s.
We all
You know,
explode.
I think my character might be more suited for sorcery.
Oh, you guys
He's more suited for sorcery. I have a 19.
Just 1 second. Let me wrap my head around this.
Just let the scorpion just.
The scorpion takes it back.
Sweet scorpion we just killed. Let's do 2 more of them.
We just kill him.
Okay, you have your tomahawk and you're trying to sense out, but you look at the tomahawk and it's like starting a cold fire is starting in your hand. It's going up your arm, and you hear a weird guttural sound like in the back of your head, and the shadows around the canyon get darker and darker and move in, kind of spiking towards that scorpion again. And you, Frederick, you're breathing hard. You're breathing hard. You're just like, and its tail twitches. And you've seen this before when things come back. Yeah.
I'm over here.
Yeah, you know exactly what
Just 1 second. Let me write some things down here quick.
I want to get out of there. She tried so hard. Sent her work for nothing.
Okay, being that you have an undead scorpion, Frederick, I need you to do a discipline because it's definitely unnerving.
Yay.
How many times did I teach you this lesson?
We'll make her shoot you again. We'll do it.
It just goes standing by. The good news is I have 1 success. The bad news is I have 1 critical fail.
Another one.
Bites the dust.
Okay, you shake it off like, okay, I can handle this, and then you feel a cold fire from a dagger that you have hidden on your person. And you hear a dark, menacing, guttural sound in the back of your head.
He's here when I'm here.
And then, yep, I can't. There's no translation to it at the moment. So,
Okay.
yep.
I want to say
I don't take a trauma or anything?
No, you do not take a trauma because you succeeded, but the failure is that other thing that happened.
Okay. But I do know what I want to do.
Bring it on. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I'm going to grab that dagger, even though I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to stab this thing.
Okay.
And because that's me kind of like doing what I want to be doing, which is actually counterspelling Raise the Dead. Because I know it.
Yes, you do. All right, bring it. You gotta do a sorcery.
Okay.
Jeff, please do this right.
And
We have one.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah. We are not. Hey guys, I don't think we're safe.
Guys,
So strong.
I only got one.
Does it say you need more than one?
That's a good question. I will find it. I have it pulled up.
How long
You
does
do
it
stuff
take
up.
for my
Yeah.
It'd be a minor, like a minor action.
We see you do it first.
Counter magic. I have to pay resolve of casting it.
Yep.
Uh, it counts as if I'm resisting the casting.
Oh, so I've got to do the contested roll, don't I?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. What else do you see?
That's. It says if I win, then it just doesn't happen.
Okay. So, where do you have this dagger hidden? Just so I can describe it.
My hip.
On your hip?
Yep.
So just normal?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Or actually, it'd be like behind my cloak, or not cloak, but behind the duster, strapped to like my waist, but on the back.
Okay, so you reach, I'm guessing you'd already you already stowed your pistol, and
Yeah.
you pull this dagger out, and you drive down between this thing's multiple eyes, right on top of the hole that's through its face, and you
Okay.
twist the dagger, and you hear that guttural sound again, and then like an exhale.
Okay.
Could I have that stack here?
Should have threw a fortune down this shit.
Okay.
You should have just not checked. We would have been better off. Would have rolled a crooked
I'm gonna choke him up.
You had how many successes? Just the one?
Yeah, just the one.
Um,
There's no body.
Scotland was all over.
You're like,
okay, when you do that, it collapses, but you have a strange feeling if you knew more about this dagger, something like you've got a sense that something else could happen if you knew more.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that
Check again.
that's where he's gonna cut my brain.
I want to check. Is it like a spiritual being or like an actual?
it's physically there.
So
But it's just got a
Is it
spiritual
dead?
influence.
do we know?
Well, you
Like
just
from that stab.
you just saw it, like that. It's not moving again or anything like that.
I think. Do I realize that it's a raised? Did I recognize it's a raised dead?
You can
Go
roll
on.
me a sorcery. Yeah, you could totally roll me a sorcery.
Yeah, good luck with that.
What?
It's a good luck with that.
Successes.
Yep, you definitely know that it was being raised, but no one around was casting, so it was very, very strange what's going on.
Could I use that
The body?
for my own?
Racing person.
He wants a scorpion arm.
I want to mount.
Like as
I want to mount the Tesla on it and just have it run around and. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be pretty dope.
Okay, no, the thing is for your raised dead, remember it takes
It's
it's a long time.
Mhm.
If you weren't like
That's
if you weren't 2 days away from the shop, like you could totally do something, but you're like
It's too big.
the
I mean,
opportunity, like you're like this thing is well over 200 pounds.
Okay, can I make another check?
What would you like to do?
For poisons, so I can make
So it'd be alchemy. Yeah.
alchemies. Where's my alchemist?
You can give me Doom for some more dice if you want.
No, that's fine.
You can do whatever you want. Don't let me talk you out of it.
2 successes.
Okay, you definitely know that you could do something with. You've got. This is a venom, so it has to be injected.
Mhm.
It's not a poison. That's the difference between venom and poison. So
And can I safely take that? Or would I have to leave it?
well, you could lop off the end of it. It would be the easiest way.
Oh my God.
It's a giant syringe in essence.
Pull out my knife and cut it.
Yep.
Cool. How's Boone doing?
Oh, he's
Just laying there.
not happy about his life in general, but you can kind of tell he's just like, this sucks.
You suck. I also would have go with it too. I must forget your character's name. Jade.
Jade.
I also go over to Jade and ask, do you still have that gun belts? That shabby gun belts?
I do.
Can I have that?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Alright, cool. And then I'm gonna,
Oh, go ahead, finish your turn. Sorry.
I'm gonna put my pistol that I have in my arm, and I want to like, this might take a while, obviously, but I want to see if I can tinker up like a way where I can make like a switch on my arm to where it just like kind of like like a stronger defibrillator shock just with my metal hand.
You want a shock?
Shock arm.
You'd have to be hooked up to your batteries.
I'm saying like just that's where the battery space would go.
Well, it'd be a very little zap because the battery technology back then. It's like a double A. Well, like a 9 volt. Like a 9 volt.
Feel like when you put your battery on your tongue.
Could. I just want to figure something out because the pistol's not working for it. I'm not very useful in the combat unless I get my Tesla out. So I'm just trying to figure something.
Which I did try to talk you into things, but it's okay.
Whatever.
We'll just buy a shotgun from next time.
We'll figure something out.
You can get a shotgun, or now you have some venom.
Exactly.
And I
with it.
You're running around with the table stabbing the
okay. So you know about the venom. It has damage of 4, persistence of 5. So 5 rounds of persistent damage.
Holy buckets.
But obviously a limited amount.
Yeah. Now, put in consideration, it's organic at the moment. So you could, I'm guessing you're probably gonna try to put it into a vial.
See if I can figure out like a chemical atom.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it only lasts so long out of its natural.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got probably like, we'll kind of see how if you use it or anything. Like you got to find a way to inject it, or you could put it on a dagger.
Yeah.
Or if you really got, you could empty out the
That's what
part
I'll
of
do.
a shell and put a dab, put some wax on it. Be really.
I think I'll be studying into that for a couple of days.
That is pretty brutal.
Yes, it is.
Because I think during the fight I realized how little I did. I pulled a pistol, but I couldn't shoot.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. You're like Killmonger.
Yeah.
A not weird one. Like I really didn't. What they did in Black Panther with him agitated the bejeebers out of me. So, but because of these 3 sessions, you guys have 100 experience.
Oh, nice.
You have 125 because you killed everything. Yeah. So, yeah. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for
Yes.
screwed us over at the very end.
Twice.
Well, and I kind of messed up with the scorpion that shot. Should have just hurt it. It wouldn't have insta killed it. So
Eviscerated it.
yeah. So
That's fine. That's good.
yeah.
And now we know. And knowing is half the battle.
It
The
is.
battle that comes later.
Yep.
Another squad for you.
Yeah, and that is I actually purposely chose an easier battle for you guys to start with. So
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Because those two nat 20s are. What's good?
Golly, that's crazy.
yeah.
Anything I can do to just give you guys more experience.
Hey, thanks, man.
I'm just very thankful that I could dispel that.
Oh yeah.
That,
Me too. I'm glad I could fight the same scorpion twice.
You're welcome, guys. Anything for you.
Well, because I wanted to, like, I'd never thought that something like that would happen. Like, okay, great. 2 failures. Something has to happen, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, but we live and we learn. I hope.
It happens.
Yeah.
At least you didn't. Nobody knows what you did caused this pain to us. It's not like one of my previous characters feeding some really hot spices to a dragon person and causing a ship to almost burn down.
Yes. Yes. That was.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, you can watch it if you want.
Nice. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
That was 2 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had a backup plan if Boone died, and that's I feel like that was the best part.
Yes, you did probably have a backup plan.
So Guys, we're good.
That's not a spell you had.
Like he has already said.
I don't have to do spell.
My residence did.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed it, audience.
Yeah. And next week, going to actually start the Star Wars game, just because of scheduling things. Otherwise, it would be Everybody Loves Doug. So, well, have a good rest of the day.
Bye.